You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rutrance for our Black and White Sports. My goodness. You know, I heard the Raiders were rumbling around out there. They were kind of rumored when Tom Brady was trying to decide where he might go play next, and the Raiders kept coming up. And there was a lot of people thinking, well, maybe Josh McDaniels would get hired with the Raiders back then. Well, UFC president and Rob Gronkowski, by the way, dropped a bomb late last night involving Tom Brady and Gronkowski. Look at this news. This is unbelievable. Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski could have been Raiders if it wasn't for Jon Gruden. That came from Dana White. And you may be like, Dana White? Well, it seems Dana was sort of involved in setting all this up. Gronkowski, right down here, confirmed it. Gronkowski backed up White's account saying, quote, that's exactly what happened. So, let's get to this story. Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski were almost Las Vegas Raiders. Yep, that is what UFC President Dana White said Saturday night on UFC 278 with the Gronks. In an interview with Gronkowski, who of course ended up joining Brady in Tampa Bay and winning a Super Bowl for the Bucs in 2021, Gronkowski introduced the subject on the show, saying Dana White, gave Tom Brady a recruiting pitch when he was a free agent and then asked the UFC head honcho, quote, what went wrong and why Brady didn't sign in Vegas. White seemed reticent to tell the tale. Do I really tell this story right now, Rob? Question mark. Do you want me to tell this story? Question mark. Gronkowski said yes. Added that, quote, he could have been in Vegas with White for the last 3 years. You would have been, White said emphatically, and Gronkowski agreed that with that assessment. White said there was one person who blew up the deal, Jon Gruden. Quote, I worked to put the deal together for Brady and Gronk to come to the Raiders, said White, who is not connected to the Raiders in any official capacity. No, but Dana White is certainly connected to Las Vegas. It was almost a done deal. At the last minute, Jon Gruden blew up the deal and said he didn't want them. Quote, all hell broke loose, man. It was crazy, White said. Brady was already looking at houses, and it wasn't being said yet that Gronk was coming. So Las Vegas could have had Brady and Gronk the year the Bucs won the Super Bowl. Except Gruden blew up the deal. There's so much story that goes along with this behind the scenes. I was never going to tell that story unless Gronk said it. Gronkowski backed up White's account, saying, quote, that's exactly what happened. Gruden, who resigned from the Raiders last October after it was revealed he used homophobic and misogynistic language in a series of emails over the course of 7 years, and then general manager Mike Mayock were in charge of all personnel decisions. Las Vegas fired Mayock in January after 3 rocky seasons with the team, which compiled a 25-24 record, 1 playoff appearance. The Raiders are now coached by Josh McDaniels, the Patriots' longtime offensive coordinator, and their GM is Dave Ziegler, who was in New England's organization. After White told the story, Gronkowski said he was happy how things turned out. Quote, I'm glad it did not go through, Gronkowski said on the show. It all worked out for the best, man. I mean, I'm glad we went to Tampa, man. It just worked out. I love that place. The 7-time Super Bowl champion Brady, now in his 3rd season with Tampa Bay, ended up signing with the Buccaneers in 2020 after 20 years and 6 Super Bowl runs with Belichick. Brady has been on a organization-approved leave from the Buccaneers, attending an undisclosed matter. And of course, Gronkowski has chose to retire. It's his second retirement, and many wonder if this one will stick. So that is wild. That's wild. Dana White had a deal done with the Raiders to bring Brady and Gronkowski to Las Vegas. And look, I'm sure the way that Dana White is connected to the UFC, most importantly, connected to Vegas, there were probably going to be all kinds of ancillary monetary benefits for Brady and Gronkowski to come to Vegas, right? I'm sure he probably had talks with casinos and all kinds of things. And there would have certainly been reasons for Brady and Gronk to go to the Raiders. That's pretty wild. I mean, it would have been one thing if we'd have just heard the story from Dana and it'd been like, oh, okay, so this may have been a thing, but for Rob Gronkowski to sit there and say, this is exactly what happened. We were coming to the Raiders. Jon Gruden blew it up. Now, we've self-admitted we like Gruden. I mean, Brady's my dude, you know. I think this is crazy. Think about all of the fallout around this. Derek Carr would be on another team right now. And, of course, now I've got to turn my attention in all this to Mark Davis. Because, look, I don't think Jon Gruden should have lost his job over those emails. I don't like cancel culture. I don't like it years after the fact either. This years later cancel culture is bullshit. But I'm going to be the first to tell you, if Gruden was the problem with getting Brady and Gronkowski, then you fire Gruden's ass. I mean, I like Gruden, but you fire Gruden, and that's when you go get Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler. If Gruden's the holdup, then you make a coaching change. If you got a chance, and it looks like you're going to sign Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, you got to make that switch. I mean, you got to make a coaching change. You don't let Gruden blow it up. But that shows you right there what we've always been saying. Jon Gruden had a massive amount of influence and was very close to Mark Davis. So if Gruden had that, Gruden had stop Brady and Gronkowski power in Las Vegas. Wow. But they wanted Brady and they wanted Gronk to come in as that new stadium, which they call the Death Star, and it does look cool on TV, was opening. I mean, Brady and the weather was warm. I mean, this was a rumored thing back then. Along with San Francisco, along with the Buccaneers and Miami, all of this being rumored back in the day, but here we go. The Raiders was the jam. That's crazy. Wake up on Sunday morning and find out Brady and Gronkowski were supposed to be Raiders? What the hell? Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.